The fight is not on camera, y'all. The fight didn't happen on camera. It said on the screen, the cameras were down. We are not going to see the fight. The fight did not happen on screen. We're not going to see the fight, y'all. Why? What part about that are y'all not getting? Like, what part? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. Let's talk Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 17. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below if you so choose. The episode starts off with Wendy. So, Wendy is prepping for her Dr. Wendy pilot. She's nervous about it. They're telling her, relax, it's just a pilot, whatever the case. Karen gets an update from the doctor that I guess her plaque is gone or her 5%. She got a clean bill of health, okay? We then pan over to Ineka. So she is with Ike at the doctor. So they're getting ready to move into the next phase of their IUI journey. And so he is going to now go and get some sperm so that she can be inseminated. Are we to assume it didn't take, or is she pregnant now? When was this filmed? I'm not sure about the timeline, but I don't think she's pregnant now. But I mean, I don't follow her either, so. But I feel like we would have heard something. Unless she wants to do like a reunion reveal. I don't know. But she was disappointed because they just had them go to a bathroom. So the doctor made it very clear, you can help him, but no spit, no lube. We don't want any other type of fluids mixing in with that, which makes 1,000% sense, right? So they go in there, and it sounds turbulent, to say the least. The way that Ineka talks to her husband sometimes, girl, it often comes across as she's like trying to control a narrative with him. Or maybe that's just the way she talks to him and he's cool with it. Maybe he's just allowing her to for the sake of the show. I don't know. But the way that she was talking to him in that room, in the bathroom, was weird. They come out and she's like, I thought it would be more glamorous. Like, I guess she was expecting like a porn room of some sort. Grow up, Ineka. Like, girl, what did you think it was gonna be? Y'all went to the bathroom. You went to the bathroom. Like, what did you expect? So she gets inseminated live on color television. I said, we have gone so far. We have gone so far down the non beaten path with reality TV. Last week we saw Candace get her snatch lasered, and this week we are seeing Ineka get inseminated. All right. So we pan over to Mia. So Mia and Gordon are back at therapy, and they are just, I guess, refreshing the doctor or giving the doctor an update on where they are with their relationship. So Mia said that back when she thought about divorce the first time, it was because Gordon was combative. And remember, Gordon clarified, combative does not mean I was in there, giving you the 1-2. Combative is, I guess, he was just more verbally and emotionally combative. And Mia agreed with that. She confirmed that. And she was like, you were combative with me. You were combative with the children. You were combative all the way around. And because she grew up in chaos and combativeness, she was not going to live her adult life in that. So she said that when she first got her divorce attorney, this is in her confessional, that when she first got that divorce attorney, and when she first retained her attorney, and Gordon found out, he emptied her bank account down to zero. I guess my question is, Gordon, why is it so important to you to keep Mia around? Like, I get it, Mia's probably just his eye candy, just something pretty to have on his arm. But the fact that you like manipulated this woman into staying, and then that last conversation we saw with the two of you when y'all were talking, you were saying that y'all are never gonna get a divorce and you would like work out some type of arrangement where, y'all are, I guess, separate, but still like you're giving her money. It's like what in the lack of self esteem is this, Gordon? Why would you want to manipulate somebody to stay with you? Why would you want to pay this woman to stay? I guess. So, the doctor's asking them about, or the therapist is asking them about their intimacy, and Gordon thinks that the intimacy is good. And Mia's face says that it's not. So Mia said that Gordon's just not a romantic person. And she has now come to grips with that. She has understood that because they've talked about this in premarital counseling, and she almost didn't even go through with this because he's not romantic. Gordon said, well, romance is subjective, which it is. It is. But romance is subjective, but Gordon didn't offer any like rebuttals to make it seem as if he is a romantic person either. You know what I mean? He didn't offer any rebuttals and say, "Oh, so me, I do romance the best I know how. Like I've done this for you, I've done that." He didn't really give that. If he did, I didn't catch it. So he then said that Mia comes to bed and she's often on her phone. She's looking at social media. She's texting. She's doing everything else. And when he tries to hug her and this type of stuff, it's not often met with a warm reception. He feels that Mia wants him to change. And Mia said, "No, I don't want you to change. I want you to be the man that I married." But Mia, if you want him to be the man that you married, you said that man wasn't romantic. So what is the difference? What is the difference? If you're saying that you don't want him to change himself, but you want him to be the man that he was when you married him, you yourself said that you almost did not go through with this wedding or this marriage because he was not romantic. But we all know that Mia is a liar. Mia has gotten caught up and swept up in numerous lies over the years she's been on the show. But we know how this story unfolds. So, like, even watching these things with them in therapy is low key kind of pointless, but okay. So, Gordon tells Mia that he just wants Mia to listen to him and not make him feel like he is an afterthought. He thinks they have the best relationship on earth. And I'm just like, he feels that he said that life and relationships are about growing and changing. And it's just like, Gordon, be very for real. Be very for real. You cannot possibly think y'all have the best relationship on earth when your wife has already retained a divorce attorney before. How could y'all possibly have the best relationship on earth? It sounds like Gordon is just trying to be manipulative because he wants to keep Mia around for whatever his reasoning is. But okay. We then pan over to Candace. So Candace is meeting with her therapist, I should say, Dr. Ken. Candace was so out of breath and all over the place in this scene and jittery. She was making me anxious just watching her. So when she opens the door, she comes in. Dr. Ken makes a house call. I just kind of feel like the way Dr. Ken has failed Ralph and Drew, he's probably just not the best person to be calling, but okay. So she said she has been meeting with him kind of off and on for the past couple of years, but she needs to have like a refresher, I guess. So he made a house call to come on up to DC. So she's like, Candace is like out of breath and she's like moving stuff around and she's like jittery and nervous. And he just kind of looked at her, the therapist be looking at you like not judging, but just like, you real whatever right now, right? So Candace tells him that her and Chris were talking about kids. So remember, we saw last season that Candace was doing, was she doing hormone shots or because she was going to freeze her eggs. So I believe they froze embryos, not just eggs. So, Or did she freeze her eggs? They froze something. I don't want to say it wrong. I don't know if they froze embryos or if she just froze her eggs. Nonetheless, that was kind of supposed to be Candace's storyline from last season. So she said that at the top of the year, so this is 2023, her and Chris were supposed to start that process so that they can, start their family. She said that she started to get, excuse me, y'all, that she started new music. So she started new music, and then she had her health scare where she had the lumps there. She found the masses in her breast. So she's been kind of taking a step back from it. So she said that she knows that she has to stop herself from thinking that she can't do multiple things in life. And I don't know why Candace even thinks that, because she is currently doing multiple things in life. You are on this reality show, you have an acting career, you have a singing career, you have a Twitter career. But you know what I mean? Like, so I don't even know why Candace feels that she can't do like multiple things at one time. And I get that having a child is a whole nother set of responsibilities, but she then said that she wonders if she is using her career as an excuse to, not embark onto her parenthood journey. Dr. Ken asked her, what does she really want? She said that she really wants to be a mother. She wants kids. She's emotional about it. And what I absolutely think is, and I could be wrong, but my opinion, I think that Candace is scared of being her mother to her child. So we know that Candace and Miss Dorothy don't have the best relationship, right? They have a very turbulent relationship. Just in this scene, we saw that they rehashed the clip where they were in therapy together because Miss Dorothy hit Candace upside the head with her purse, right? So because they don't have the best relationship, and it's, yeah, Candace grew up with money, and Candace has the generational wealth that y'all were talking about, and she was very well taken care of, and all that type of stuff. But the emotional connection between her and her mom, you can even see now that it's more stifled, right? Miss Dorothy looks down on her husband. Miss Dorothy probably looks down on the fact that Candace is doing certain acting roles. She probably looks down on the fact that Candace may be singing certain types of music. And I think that Candace is scared of turning into her mother or having that same generational curse, because it could have been that the way that Miss Dorothy treats Candace is the way that Miss Dorothy's mother treated her. And the way that, the great grandmother treated the grandmother. So it probably goes back. So it's up to Candace to kind of break that generational curse and to be, I'm not saying a better, but a different type of mother to her child. Nonetheless, do I think Candace will be a good mother? I do. No reason to believe that she won't be a good mother, right? So Dr. Ken tells her that now is the time looking at you. And I'm like, Candace, you needed your doctor to come sit in front of you to tell you that if you want to have a child, have a child. Okay, but good enough scene. We then get to Mia. So Mia has all the ladies, and it's so funny that when the ladies are all coming in, they enter one by one. The way that it just disturbs Candace's spirit when Robyn and Gizelle walk in. Even though Gizelle speaks, I'm not Gizelle, Robyn speaks to everybody. Gizelle gives a half-ass hey y'all, but I mean that's how everybody speaks to everybody on this show, anyways. So Mia's telling the ladies that they are going to be doing a photo shoot. Can't remember the name of the magazine, but this magazine reached out to Mia, of all people. Magazine reached out to Mia, and they're going to do a photo shoot, kind of honoring some of the great women that have come before them that I think are philanthropic, and I guess are trying to take women up another level, that are, that these are women. Well, I guess the women that they picked, I guess, but they're going to be honoring some of the greats that have come before them. So everyone's looking around and they're like, "Where's Aneka? Aneka's not invited." I said, "Child, here's the thing." Then we get a scene of Mia. At least Mia had the wherewithal to take her out and let her know. So apparently the people doing the magazine didn't want Ineka because they didn't know her. I think it's weird to be like, we want to work with all the housewives except that one. But maybe it's because, but Mia said that Ineka is new to the area, so maybe they're looking at what the ladies have done in the DC area, the Potomac area, but I don't live in that area. I'm not on the East Coast, so I don't know what impact any of these women have made outside of obviously what Wendy has done because Wendy's career. But I thought that was interesting. So Candace is going to be Diana Ross. I feel like they could have picked a better person for Candace. But Candace is going to be Diana Ross. Gizelle is going to be Beyonce. Maybe it's because of the whole name situation. I kind of wonder why they didn't pick like a Vanessa Williams. I think that would have been, I mean, fine, good enough. Good enough. Her name is Beyonce Giselle anyway. So Giselle's going to be Beyonce. Karen is going to be Lena Horne. Ashley is going to be Dorothy Dandridge. Mia's going to be Pam Grier. I had concerns about that too, but whatever. Wendy is going to be Shirley Rouse. Wendy did not seem excited. She was like Shirley, like she didn't seem excited until she came out dressed, and I feel like she was a little more excited about it. But I was like, Shirley Ralph is that girl. That is the original Dina, the original Dream Girl, singing the snap, put food on the table. Like she was the like we love Cheryl, and now she's killing it on Abbott Elementary. And then Robyn is Mariah Carey. I said, Lord have mercy. Okay. So I guess we're gonna get to see the pictures at some point, or maybe we'll get to see clips or maybe a video at some point. I'm assuming next episode. So we then have Robyn. Robyn is with Juan, and she is out looking at a space because remember, Robyn is going to open up a franchise location for Glow 30. Robyn is saying that with Juan losing his job, and we know that you're not going to be on the Housewives forever. I mean, this could be your last season, sis, at the rate you're going. That she wants to start making sure that they have like money that is coming in that they're more in control of. We don't want to be at the whim of anybody else, I guess, outside of like a client. So Juan is like, what's the budget? And they do the figures on screen, and it's going to be about $70,000 a year for them to run. I think that's doable. If Robyn has been due diligent with her checks from here, whatever they're making from Reasonably Shady, whatever she is making from, she's still doing them hats. She's still doing them hats. Robyn has been flipping houses. Robyn has been a party planner. Why do y'all feel Robyn don't share her life? When you think about it, we've seen a lot of Robyn's life. She just didn't share that Juan cheated on her, which, you know. But I mean, Robyn has given us a lot of her life when you think back. Nonetheless, um, if that should be doable, the 70,000 should be doable, right? Robyn then is telling Juan that she's going to call Gizelle and check on her because she had a family emergency. So we find out that Gizelle's father is in the hospital. She calls Gizelle. Gizelle said her father has been lying to her for the past couple weeks, which we know that a lot of our parents do the older they get. They don't want us to worry about them. So a lot of parents are not always the most truthful when it comes to their condition initially. So we then see Gizelle giving a confessional, and they're asking her about her father, and she's like, she can't talk about it right now. Now, I saw on Twitter, people were saying, it's annoying that Gizelle is not vulnerable, whatever the case. And yeah, it is. It is annoying that Gizelle says in a lot of her confessionals, we'll talk about this later, we'll talk about this later, and we never circle back around it. But I think in this instance, that knowing that her father has brain cancer, as Robyn told us, has been in and is going into surgery. By the time they filmed the confessionals, I'm assuming he had passed. I think a little grace could be given in this moment for her to not want to be free flowing with talking about it. But I mean, we have never seen Gizelle be vulnerable. We have seen Gizelle cry once, and that was when Monique and Charisse brought Sherman's ex-wife on there, and Sherman broke up with her, and y'all know it, Gizelle is never bringing another man on this show. Not a real boyfriend. Not since that shit happened with Sherman, and I think that was like season 2, season 3. So we then get Wendy. Wendy's over budget for her show. That 20,000 budget is gone. Eddie writes her a check for $50,000. So she is shooting her pilot. She is April Ryan and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand. I forgot the other two ladies' names. I didn't get a chance to write it down. But two other women. I know one of them, I think they said worked for, was it The Blast? Somebody, it was like two other people that work like in news or could probably be like some pop culture pundits or something like that. So they shoot this pilot. Are y'all watching Wendy's channel? Are y'all supporting it? I just kind of feel like as many people that come in my comments like telling me that I am just such an awful person because I think Wendy would do better on her own show as opposed to the Housewives. Like, are y'all watching it? Did y'all watch that episode? I feel like, did Wendy promote that she was gonna have these people? Because I mean, having April Ryan and then having Jasmine from the Jasmine brand, like, I'm just kind of shocked that that wasn't like promoted more or whatever. But okay. So we then get Gizelle coming back in town because she told Robyn that she would be back in town for the fashion show. And I guess we're at the fashion show, and she's letting Ashley know that this week has been terrible for her. She's flying back and forth from DC to Atlanta so she can be there with her dad. Probably has things to do back at home with her daughters because the twins are still in high school, still in DC. Who knows? Her Pastor Jamal's in Atlanta, right? So he's not taking care of his kids, those two at least. Um, so she's just thanking Ashley for like picking up the slack where she has fell short at because with so much stuff going on, she hasn't been giving her full attention to the business the way that she would want to. And Ashley and the other team are like, we get it. Like, you had a family emergency. You can't do anything about that. So Karen said that just this year Gizelle is improving in dressing. She's improved a little bit. She still be doing some what you got on, but she stepped it up a bit. And Karen is hoping that this clothing line is indicative of her growth. Okay, so she gets there and she takes one look at Gizelle and she's like, "What's wrong? What's going on?" And Giselle just lets her know that her dad is in the hospital, has to have surgery tomorrow. Karen tells her, let me know what it is you need. Gizelle said, just pray for him tomorrow. Karen said, I've been praying since I heard. And we know that even though Karen and Gizelle go back and forth, they are just like the ultimate frenemies on this show. They are there for each other when they need to be. Remember when Karen's parents passed and she kind of fell apart on the reunion stage. Gizelle was the only person that got up and went after her to go check on her. And I feel like they were beefing at that time. And then Karen was like, I didn't know it was her, but you know. So Deborah, Wendy comes in, you know, her and Gizelle just kind of wave. I think they waved at each other, but her and Gizelle come in, you know, they don't speak, but she hugs Ashley. It's just always very interesting how everybody moves forward with Ashley when Ashley is like the catalyst for the moving force for a lot of the drama on the show, right? It might start with like an idea or like a simple statement that Robyn and Gizelle might have said or that Candace or Wendy said, but Ashley like picks it up and like goes and slam dunks it. But everybody's cool with Ashley. So Wendy and Ashley hug it out when really Ashley is the one that brought up the Osu and but you know, okay. So Deborah's there, and Wendy is like, of course, Ashley wouldn't miss a chance to invite mess. And it's like Deborah is her friend though. Deborah is not just like a random chick off the street. Deborah is her friend. Of course Deborah's gonna be there. I mean, Wendy, let's be real, why are you there? You don't like Gizelle. This is probably like a mandatory cast thing though. Kind of like how the Happy Eddie event was. Whatever. That's cool. So Deborah and Wendy hug it out, and I was like, oh. But then Wendy is in her confessional, and it's like, this is fake. I would think it's fake on your part, not hers. Because it be me, the way that y'all be saying that these women are going up and trying to ruin marriages, why would you hug the woman that, you know what I'm saying? But hey, okay, hey, sure. So we get to the fashion show. It's getting ready to start. Robyn asked Mia, when are we going to see the pictures? Mia said, we have a release party in 2 days. I said, girl, 2 days? Y'all gonna be partied out, ain't you? So we get to the fashion show. Some of the stuff was okay. Some of it was a mess. The overall consensus is that that is not gym wear. While it is athleisure, it looks more leisure than anything. Like there were robes and stuff like that. All of it doesn't look a mess. I don't think all of it is designed to be working out in, because nobody's working out in velvet. Nobody's working out in velour. Nobody. So it was well and done. Majority of the ladies had positive things to say. Candace and Wendy were over there hating. Kiana said it's giving Alexander Wang. Candace said, that doesn't give you yeast infections. And like we've always said, Candace always goes a step too far. Always goes a step too far. Candace, I mean, you would have thought Candace would have learned when Monique grabbed her ass over that table, but I don't know what it's gonna take for Candace to learn that, like, at your age, because I think Candace has to be mid to late 30s. I think she's like 35, 36, whatever. Like, going as deep as you can and throwing slugs and that type of stuff is just not cute at your age anymore. But okay, the candy canes love it. So hey, um, was it Karen was saying that some of the stuff that she liked? Robyn even said too that I'm proud of them for doing it, but this is not giving Jim. Which it wasn't, but they were able to get it out. Will anybody buy it? Probably not. Probably not. Is it even a real line? I don't know. I feel like if it was a real line, if it was something that we can go and tangibly purchase, then they would have. Did Gizelle or Ashley post something on their Instagram or Twitter? No. So after this, Gizelle gives Ashley gives a speech. Gizelle gives a speech about how she partnered with the right person because this has been a week from hell with her with like family issues, and she's dropped the ball constantly because of different things, and Ashley has picked up all the slack for her. So there we go. So we then see the ladies all standing around talking, sans Robyn and Gizelle. And Mia tells the ladies that Giselle's father is headed into surgery in the morning. Candace says that she cannot care for people, but she can wish them well and wish their family well from a distance. And okay, I just kind of feel like you didn't have to say anything, but the way that Candace put it, well and fine. So then Wendy is like, correct, because you know what? When my mom was in surgery, wasn't her mom having a planned elective surgery? We found out that was like a 10-minute procedure. Nonetheless, Wendy was saying that when her mother was in surgery, everybody else, including Gizelle, was making fun of her. I don't believe that to be true. When they were in Texas, when they were in Texas, actually Mia was making fun of your mom because Mia asked you, was your mama the damn crow? Nonetheless, I just kind of feel like when you know that somebody's family member is like literally going into a surgery, to make a statement like that, and then for that person to pass away. And I'm not saying that Wendy wished her father any maliciousness or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But I personally, even if it's somebody that I don't rock with, somebody that I don't care for, somebody I do have beef with, I would never make anything that sounds even remotely disparaging towards that person, because I just wouldn't want that on my conscience. Because we know that Giselle's father does subsequently pass away. Now, we don't know if it's from, that procedure or something else, but we know that her father did pass away. So, and I don't think that Wendy is like gleefully happy or anything that that did happen, but I just kind of feel like there's so much power in the tongue, and we just have to be careful about that. Because when people, like, nobody knew your mother was in surgery, and that doesn't mean that they were, well within their rights to talk about your mother, but it's not like nobody knew your mother was in surgery. So to basically be on some I don't care because I don't like her because she laughed when Ineka said my mom was a witch or whatever the case. I mean, okay. So Gizelle leaves because she has to catch a flight to go. We see Robyn walk. I'm assuming walk after her, maybe to check on her. Um, and then the cameras go off. It says it on the screen, but the mics were still on. They were still mic'd. So I guess Deborah ran up on Candace, and Candace was like, the help, somebody get the help. And Deborah was like, you do all that talking behind my back, you don't say it in my face. And I said, oh, child. So Kiana somehow gets involved, and then the episode cuts off. We are not going to see anything from this fight. I would be very shocked if we did. I think next week we might get some of those flashes that we've seen, but then we're not going to see a clear 4K undertaking of this fight. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I know we have one more episode left in this season, and then we're going to get to the reunion. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.